Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at techtrader.com. It is late tonight. My apologies, family business, but I did want to get you a charts of the day video, and there's a lot to talk about. So let's start off alphabetically with AI, which had a spectacular last couple of weeks so far. As you can see, it's come from having retested down there 17 to come right back up in the 28 range. Today's jumping 25.19 to 28.26, finishing 28.20, just pennies off the high at 292. Up 292, 11.5% gain on 28.8 million, 29 million traded total. My target now is 34, and eventually I have to go with 41. 3-day support now is about 25.575. Atamara, after we put a swing on it, had a beautiful run to the target and came down in a nice orderly multi-session pullback. Reversed off the 21-day moving average, and then about a 0.375 fib. It's moved right back smartly up from the 7.75 range to around 9, actually hitting 10 today, finishing 990. My target now is 12, looking like it can do it. AUPH swing trade, a long-term swing trade, is really acting well. Continues to look good. I got a target of 13 if and when it gets over 12, 15 range. You should see 13, 13.5, maybe more. AZUL, South American airline with an inverse head and shoulders, broke out a couple of days ago and stalled. Then today, resuming the advance, went from 930, 850 to 960, and finished at 930 up 90 cents, an 11% gain. I think we're going to have to challenge this area before we can go anywhere, and that's 10 3/4, and then we're looking at 13.50. CRSP, the swing we put on when it broke out here, then pulled back in a nice 2-week only falling wedge. It held support, exploded, literally going from 47 to 70 some odd, and a 24-point run up. Now the pullback. The pullback stalled for 3-4 days, consolidated today, popping 61.5 to 66.40 and finishing 66.25, just off the highs of 413, almost 7% gain. My target now is 75. Carvana, well, after the pop a week and a half ago, it stalled for looks like 7 or 8 days, but it's consolidating above the breakout point, above the moving averages, which have crossed over, and now a flag is formed. Right now, it looks like the measure move. We have to take this one in the high 17, maybe 17.75, 18. DraftKings Tech Trader swing ongoing and looking good. Broke out of the base here, pulled back from the flag, and it's been stair-stepping its way higher. Just in the last month, it's moved from 17 to 26.41 at the high today and backed off a little bit, but looks good. The juxtaposition of resistance comes in around 30. That's my target. ELTK, well, 3 days of boom chakalaka, folks. 1, 2, 3 big days. 460, 782. It does follow through. Your target's $9. I may need to rest. Farfetch popped out yesterday and today had an engulfing reversal bar. I have to say my target 6.5 and 8 going forward. Moving averages may be crossing over here. HEPA, monster explosive move 11 to almost 20. Finished 18.22 up 935. That's 105%. Looking like 18 million share traded today. That's a lot for that stock. Next test would be about 24.5 and then 28. IMVT, one of my top picks of the year and doing great, has suddenly reemerged. Popped and flag, broke out of the flag, stalled for 2 days. And today exploded again, 21 to 24.50, finished 24 up 279 or 13%. There's some resistance here and it made back and filling in a 1, 2, 3 wave 4, but ultimately I think this is a $28, $29 stock. IONQ, big pop, exploded from 880 to 1132, finished 1110 up 222, a 25% gain on a whopping volume of 26.7 million. It is at resistance here. May have some upside energy. However, after a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th wave spike up, I'd be awfully careful with this one. JOBY, inverse head and shoulders being taken out, then it pulled back, but today resumed the advance on an inside day up 38 cents, 7.5%, traded about 5.2 million. My target 6. LABU popped today, 653 to 715, finished 706 up 46 or 7%. Mine was a hefty 30 million. Now I'm looking at resistance at about 735. You get through that, I'm looking at 8 and 9. LAZR popped today after breaking out and pulling back. It resumed its advance. 626 to 717, finished pennies off the high at 708. Up 81 cents, 13%, 10.9 million. It looks like it has the energy enough to fill that gap up here and get up to 7 3/4 initially, and then 8.5. MVIS has gone up 8 days in a row, folks, and 13 out of 14. So is it extended? You betcha. Can it continue? It might, but I would be awfully careful with this one. I know this company well. It's gone from $1.80 to $4.20 vertically, so we need to get some profiting. Nnox, well, after the big run it had a couple weeks ago, it then pulled back for a week, which is normal. Note the stabilization at the apex of a coil, and today popping it. 1633 to 2048. Finished back in 1970, but it was up 183 or 10% on 4.3 million. Now, any move above 21.5, you might be looking at 27.8. OPRA, look at the chart. Fabulous rising channel breaking through the top and accelerating. High teens may be a target here. SDGR exploded this week, and how? For last week, I should say, and then big start this week. So in the last 4 days, 26.5 to 39.5, and finished right at the high for the day, going away at 39.35 basically. Extension target might look like 50, but that's a long way to go from 39. So keep an eye on this one. It's a little extended. SLNO, pop coil and pop rising flag, and today breaking through the top of that flag with a gain of about 10%. Volume wasn't heavy, maybe approaching a resistance level around 6.5. SPCE broke out of an ascending wedge and through resistance. Now maybe hit it to 5 3/4 and 6 3/4. Those are my next targets. TWLO broke out of a 3-month falling channel and closed just above the 50. First time in a couple months. Now looking for a move to 66.5 and 76. Upstart with a big day. Exploded from the get-go. 2270 low, 2936 high. Finished 2788 up 483 or 21%. Is it extended? Of course it is. But does it have momentum? You know, it does, and it may be able to get all the way up into the 36.7 zone at some point. Upstart. I'm sorry, Wkey. That's the final one for today. Breaks out of a big base and gets hammered back, but comes right back again. And today, at the highest close of 395 on this stock since back in April of last year, so it's a 52-week high. But my target now is 6 1/4. That's a look at some of the really hotly developing stocks at techtrader.com. Good night, everybody.